The pain of losing money is stronger than the joy of gaining it. But lose $500 tomorrow, and it ruins your entire week. You replay it in your head. You think about what you should have done. You feel stupid, angry, tight in your chest. And here's the scary part. That emotional reaction is quietly controlling your financial life, whether you realize it or not. Your investments, your savings, your business decisions, even your career choices. Look, if you've ever held on to a losing investment way too long, or avoided investing altogether because you're scared of losing money, yeah, this video is for you, because the pain of losing money is stronger than the joy of gaining it. And most people never learn how to manage that. My name is Baraka, and I spend way too much time thinking about why money makes smart people do incredibly irrational things. Specifically, why losing money hurts so much more than winning feels good. If you're someone who wants to make better financial decisions, build wealth without constantly panicking, and stop self-sabotaging because of fear, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Let's get into it. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Your brain does not treat gains and losses equally. It never has. Psychologists call this loss aversion, and it's one of the most powerful and dangerous forces in finance. In simple terms, losing $100 hurts about twice as much as gaining $100 feels good. Not emotionally, not metaphorically, scientifically. This comes from research by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, the same work that won a Nobel Prize in economics. And once you understand this, a lot of confusing financial behavior suddenly makes sense. A real, relatable scenario. Let's say you invest $1,000. A month later, it becomes $1,200. You feel good. You smile. Maybe you even brag a little. Now imagine the opposite. You invest $1,000, and a month later it drops to $800. Suddenly, you can't stop checking the chart. You feel anxious. You start questioning yourself. You want to just get back to break even though mathematically, both scenarios are equal. $200, 200, same number. Completely different emotional reaction. Why? The evolutionary reason your brain betrays you. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain evolved to survive, not to build wealth. Thousands of years ago, losing food, death. Losing shelter, death. Losing safety, death. Gains were nice, losses were existential threats. So your brain learned to treat loss as urgent danger. Fast forward to today. Losing money feels like danger, even when it's just numbers on a screen. That's why a 10% market drop feels terrifying. A missed opportunity feels unbearable. A bad trade feels personal. Your brain doesn't care that markets recover. It only cares that you just lost something. This is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk math. Say you lose 50% of your money. To recover, you don't need 50%. You need 100%. If you have $1,000 and it drops to $500, you now need to double your money just to break even. That asymmetry makes losses feel even worse. And your brain knows this instinctively, which leads to one of the most destructive behaviors in finance. Why people hold losers and sell winners. Ever notice this pattern? People sell winning stocks too early, hold losing stocks way too long. This is called the disposition effect. Here's why it happens. Selling a winner locks in joy, feels like success, confirms you're smart. Selling a loser locks in pain, so feels like failure, forces you to admit you were wrong, so people delay the pain. They say things like, "I'll sell once it goes back up." But the market doesn't care about your feelings. And this behavior alone costs investors thousands, sometimes millions over a lifetime. Shocking statistics. This should wake you up. According to data from Dalbar, a financial research firm, the average investor underperforms the market by 4 to 6% per year. Not because they pick bad investments, but because they panic sell during crashes. They chase performance at the top. They avoid risk after losses. Over 30 years, that difference can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me show you. A concrete dollar example. Let's say you invest $5,000 per year. Market return 8%. Emotional investor return 4%. After 30 years, disciplined investor $566,000. Emotional investor $280,000. Same income, same effort, same time. The difference? How they reacted to losses. Now you might be thinking, okay, Baraka, but avoiding losses sounds smart. Why take risks at all? Fair question. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Avoiding losses completely guarantees failure. Inflation alone destroys money. If inflation is 5% and your money earns 0%, you're losing purchasing power every single year. Slowly, quietly, invisibly. The most dangerous losses aren't dramatic crashes. They're missed growth. Or, a relatable analogy. Think of money like going to the gym. If you never lift heavy because it's uncomfortable, never feel soreness, never challenge yourself, you don't get stronger. In finance, volatility is the weight. Losses are soreness. Growth requires discomfort. No pain, no progress. Or, why this hurts beginners the most. New investors feel losses extra intensely. Why? Because they don't trust the process yet. They don't have past wins to balance emotions. Every loss feels like proof they're bad with money. This is why many people quit right before things start working. They mistake normal volatility for failure. Or, here's what most people don't realize. Professional investors still feel losses. They're not emotionless. They just expect losses. Define risk before entering. Losses are part of the system. Amateurs react. Professionals prepare. Yeah. The psychological shift that changes everything. The moment your financial life improves is when you stop asking, "Will I lose money?" and start asking, "How much can I lose and still be fine?" This one shift reduces fear, improves discipline, stops panic decisions, because now loss is contained. Yeah. Actionable step number 1. Define pain before it happens. Before any financial decision, ask, how much can I lose emotionally? How much can I lose financially? What's my exit plan? If you don't decide this in advance, your emotions will decide for you, and emotions are terrible money managers. Yeah. Actionable step number 2. Separate self-worth from results. This is huge. Losing money does not mean you're stupid. You failed. You're bad with money. It means you took risk. You participated. You're learning. Wealthy people lose money all the time. They just don't let it define them. Yeah. Actionable step number 3. Think in decades, not days. Zoom out. The stock market has survived. Wars. Pandemics. Crashes. Political chaos. Short-term losses feel massive. Long-term trends are forgiving. Time reduces pain. Yeah. The biggest irony of all. The fear of losing money causes more loss than losing money ever could. People. Stay underpaid. Avoid investing. Don't start businesses. Play too small. All to avoid short-term pain. And they pay for it with long-term regret. Yeah. Final thought. This is important. You don't need to eliminate fear. You need to understand it. Because the pain of losing money will always be stronger than the joy of gaining it. But it doesn't have to control you. The moment you accept that pain is part of growth, you stop being afraid of money. And that's when money starts working for you. Yeah. If this video helped you think differently about money, like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who panics every time the market moves. I'll see you in the next one.